Hey, what's up, YouTube? In lieu of UFC 136, it's going on tonight in a couple hours. An absolutely stacked card that I'm really looking forward to. I figured I'd show off my Round 5 MMA collection. I've been a fan of mixed martial arts, and in particular, obviously, the UFC since about 2005 when The Ultimate Fighter kicked off. You know, I also follow Bellator. They got some fights going on tonight, and Strikeforce and other big organizations. But yeah, show you what I got here. Start off with Rampage Jackson here. He's got his chain, signature to his style, I guess. You know, something he wears when he trains, and kind of badass. He's got his Boost Mobile shorts, signature howl pose that he does. As you can see, these are pretty detailed, especially in the faces, down to the tattoos and everything. Here we got Randy Couture, one of my favorite fighters of all time. What can you say about the natural Captain America? He's a legend of the sport, UFC Hall of Famer. Let's roll in Wanderlei Silva doing his little wrist rolling pose with his intense stare down that he does pre-fights. Hasn't been doing too hot in the UFC as of late. Neither has Rampage, by the way. Just got knocked out by John Bones Jones a couple weeks ago. But you gotta love both the guys. Back in their pride days, they used to dominate, and pioneers of the sport, obviously. Alright, let's see who else we got. Another Hall of Famer with Randy Couture there. You got the Iceman, of course. His painted toes. I don't really understand, but when you're that much of a badass, I can guess you can get away with it. He also does his fingernails. Well, he did back when he used to fight. He's retired now, but let's see. Tito Ortiz, Huntington Beach bad boy. Never was really a fan of Tito. He's a little too cocky and arrogant for me, but he definitely put some asses in the seats. He's got a pretty big fan base, and he's actually doing pretty decent as of late. So there's Tito. Let's roll in one of my favorite fighters of all time, obviously Anderson Silva, looking absolutely shredded. In my opinion, probably the greatest pound for pound fighter in the world right now. Competition being another one of the greats, GSP. You know, he gets some flack for his wrestling and not really being a fight finisher, but I got nothing bad to say about GSP. He's a legend. He knows how to win, and he does it well, obviously. He's held the belt for a long time, along with this guy. That's the dream matchup, by the way, is hopefully we'll see these two fight one of these days. I think Silva would have to drop down to GSP's weight for that to happen, is what they're saying. I'll roll in Machida, the Dragon. He obviously had his big era about a year or two ago when he was dominating, but he hasn't been doing all that much as of late. He does have a title shot coming up, actually, against John Bones Jones. Stole that from this guy, Mr. Rashad Evans. Sugar Rashad doing his little pose that he does. I just love how realistic these are. It's so funny. But yeah, I don't know how Rashad lost out on that title fight again against John Bones Jones. You know, Rampage just had his where he got his ass whooped. But I don't know. I forget what they said. I don't remember why Rashad isn't fighting Jones next. Let me back up a little bit. Alright, another UFC Hall of Famer, Mr. Matt Hughes. Unfortunately, just had a loss against Josh Koscheck. Seems like all these guys are losing as of late. Got knocked out by the cocky Koss. So that was unfortunate. It looks like he's probably gonna have to retire now. He hasn't said anything yet. Kind of kept it open-ended, but I think the UFC should probably get rid of the Hall of Famer, and he probably needs to move on. Here's Sean Shirk. Used to like watching him back in the day. Not too long ago. He hasn't been inactive for all that long. But yeah, he had always had that brawler style and was explosive. Never really held top level for too long, but there's Shirk. Ken Flo, who's fighting tonight, he's doing pretty well as of late. Kind of chokes in big fights, but I'm looking forward to see his performance tonight, UFC 136. So there's Florian. And 1 second here. Last but not least, you got Rich Franklin, teacher turned badass. Another guy that I have nothing bad to say about. Big fan of Rich Franklin, obviously. I think he's got a fight coming up. I forget against who, but he's been doing pretty good lately. So yeah, there's my collection. Let's see, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 in total, I believe. Yeah, so there they are. I still have some more that I'd like to get. You know, Cain Velasquez, obviously. Heavyweight dominance as of late. He's got that big fight against Dos Santos coming up here soon in November. Really looking forward to that. Other than him, Joe Rogan. He's actually got one that's been pretty popular. I follow his podcast. He's got a good podcast. If you guys ever want to check that out, just look that up. Joe Rogan. Of course, Big John McCarthy. I'd like to get his. I'd like to get Bas Rutten. One of my favorite fighters of all time and one of the greatest personalities in the sport. But yeah, so there's a couple I'd still like to get, but I'm pretty happy with the ones I got right now. Maybe I'll do a little last close-up of each. I know this video is getting kind of long, so there you go. Plug it. Alright guys, take it easy. Enjoy the fights tonight if you're watching them, and hopefully I'll put out a new video soon. Alright.